We're about to dive into a really raw, pretty controversial style of music coming out of Mexico. It's a whole genre where the lines between art, journalism, and honestly straight up warfare get incredibly blurry. So let's get right into it.
Just imagine hearing that in a song, right? It's not some kind of metaphor. That is a claim, and it's a threat. And really, it's the key to understanding a very specific and, frankly, dangerous world.
So the artist behind these lyrics, he goes by the name El Makabelico, and he's a huge voice in this hyper-violent subgenre of music that basically chronicles the lives and the battles of Mexico's drug cartels.
You know, it's pretty easy to just write this off as another form of gangster rap, right? An artistic take on a violent reality. But the source material for this explainer, well, it suggests something way more deliberate is going on here. Okay, so let's just lay out the central claim from our source. It's a really direct, really serious accusation about what this music is actually for. The focus of this whole allegation is squarely on El Makabelico. According to our source, his role goes way beyond just being an observer or some kind of storyteller. He is alleged to be directly involved with a specific group, the Cartel Del Noreste. And these guys are a notoriously violent faction that operates up in northern Mexico. And we're not just talking about any criminal organization. Our sources explicitly labeled the Cartel del Noreste a terrorist group, which that fundamentally changes how we have to look at their activities. And this brings us to the most crucial point. The source alleges that El Makabelico's music, it isn't entertainment, it's propaganda, created specifically to serve the cartel's agenda. And that's the real question, isn't it? What is it about the lyrics, about the message, that takes a song from just telling a story to being a tool for a designated terrorist organization? To figure that out, we've got to look at the evidence, inside the words themselves.
All right, let's see how this claim is built. We're going to break down the lyrics from one of El Makabelico's songs, La Sombra, which translates to the shadow. This is going to be our primary piece of evidence.
So we start with that line we heard a minute ago. The key here is the terminology he's using. Plaza. It has a very, very distinct meaning in this context. See? So when the lyrics say, I defend the plaza, it is a direct declaration of territorial control. It's a warning to any and all rivals. It's basically a statement of ownership and a promise of violence to protect it. Next up, the song identifies a really clear enemy. But again, the specific slang he uses here is very telling. So this isn't some generic lyric about fighting your enemies. No, it's explicitly positioning the cartel in a direct, armed conflict with the Mexican state itself. It's framing the government as the bad guy. And the level of detail here is pretty significant. The song basically functions like a military hardware list, glorifying these specific, sophisticated tools of war. Incendiary bullets, stealth drones, armored vehicles. This whole thing projects an image of a super powerful, well-equipped fighting force. But the song isn't just about threats and hardware. It also serves a really powerful internal purpose. This line, it shifts the tone pretty dramatically. This is a classic element of group propaganda, honoring the martyrs. By memorializing fallen members, the music builds this powerful sense of shared identity, of sacrifice, and of purpose. It tells the listener, we fight for the ones we've lost. So when you start piecing all of this lyrical evidence together, a really clear picture starts to emerge, and it's one that aligns directly with the known functions of propaganda. So you see, the song is doing a bunch of jobs all at once. It's glorifying the cartel's power, it's building that internal bond, it's threatening its enemies, and it's creating this whole mythology around its fallen soldiers. Every single one of these is a building block of a propaganda message. So what's the ultimate takeaway here? What do our sources conclude about what this music is really doing? The most crucial point is that this goes so far beyond just artistic expression. It is a functional tool, and it has specific, strategic objectives. So essentially, the music acts like a multi-purpose weapon. For people inside the cartel, it's a living history, a morale booster. For everyone on the outside, it's a clear threat. And it also acts as a powerful tool for identity, building loyalty and a sense of purpose. And all of this leaves us with one final question. In a world where melodies can carry military-grade threats, and the rhythms are set to the beat of a conflict, that line between a song and a weapon becomes almost impossible to see.